Good morning, guys, or good afternoon, or good evening, or whatever time of day it is for you, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I hope you are feeling awesome, having a great day, doing awesome things, manifesting the very best for you. So today I want to talk about something important for us to remember when it comes to manifesting, when it comes to the law of attraction, when it comes to creating our reality, and that is resistance and what happens when we start thinking about and talking about the things that we don't have resistance to. Just to remind everyone, the law of attraction is always working for us all the time. It's always responding to you. That's really, really important to remember because we are in a constant state of creation. We're always going to be creating things, whether we're aware of it, whether we try to do it, or whether we're conscious of it or not. So that's something that's really important to remember. We're all just energy, and we're all pieces of the universe expanding and creating. And when you start thinking about things, whatever you're thinking about, whether it's positive or whether it's negative, that thought is an energy, and it's going to build on itself. And you're going to find that when you start thinking about something either really, really good or something that maybe you have resistance to or something that you don't like or something that you don't enjoy, after 30 seconds, it's going to build on itself. And you're going to start thinking of other things that are very similar to that are much like that. So that energy is always constantly building on itself. So you want to be mindful of what you're thinking about and what you're feeling, and your feelings are going to give you a really good indication of what you're creating. When you feel generally negative, sad, down, that might be an indication that you're thinking of something that your higher being, your source self, is not aligned with. And that's okay. Once you start feeling that, all you have to do is start to make the conscious idea, the conscious intent to shift and to start thinking about something that maybe you feel a little bit better about, something that's not lack-based, something that's abundance-based. Remember, guys, we're abundance. We are limitless beings, and we have so much potential, and there are so many things that we can create for ourselves. And the second we tap into that, and the second that we embody that and get going with it and own it, is the second that things really start to shift for us. Hi, Diana. I'm really glad that I got to do this too, and I'm so glad that I got to see that you're seeing this live. And good morning, Vivian. I am excited to see you on here too. So when we're thinking about something that we don't like, when we're thinking about something that we have resistance to, we are going to create more of that. Like I said, that energy is going to build on itself. And obviously, we're not trying to do this on purpose. No one's trying to create lack for themselves. No one's trying to make more of what they don't want to have happen. But it is important to remember that, your thoughts are energy, and they're going to expand. And the more focus you put on them, the more they grow. So you're going to get other thoughts of things that you don't like. You're going to get other ideas of things that you don't like. And then you're going to get more frustrated or mad. And it's important to know how that works. So then you can know how to stop it and why you want to stop it. Because the universe is always responding to us, like I said. So it's always going to be giving us what we say and what we feel. And that's important to know because what you resist persists. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. So what happens when you start thinking of things you don't have resistance to? And these can be really general or they can be specific, but it's got to be something that you love, that you appreciate, that you enjoy, not something that you're I don't have it, but I can think about wanting it, and I can think about having it, and I can love having it even though I don't have it. Don't do those things. Don't do the house that you're trying to manifest for yourself. Don't do the partner you're trying to manifest for yourself. Do the things that you truly have and that you truly appreciate in this moment. It can be something as simple as a really cute outfit you're wearing, or the lunch you had, or your job, if you love your job, or your pet. Pets are a good one because they are a source of unconditional love for us. So if you think about your dog or your cat looking at you with all that love, that's a really good non-resistant energy to tap into. So that's a suggestion for you guys to try. That's what I will do. I will like either go to the dogs at work that are my dad's dogs that I love and just appreciate them or think about them, and it like all resistance is gone when I start doing that. So when you start thinking about these things that you don't have resistance to, you're going to shift. You're going to start elevating your vibration because, like I said, that energy builds on itself. Just talking about these things that you enjoy, that you like to have, whether you're talking about them with yourself in your mind, whether you're talking about them with other people, whether you start a blog about them, whether you're physically writing a gratitude list, it doesn't matter. But when you start to focus on it after 17 seconds, as Abraham says, it's building, it's growing, it's expanding. So you're going to start leveling up in your vibration little by little as you do that, which is great. You're also going to have a better mood. You're going to be happier. You're going to be lighter. You're going to have this light that like shines out of you that people are going to be like, who is that? I want to know them. And you're going to make really awesome connections. And like, I love the analogy of like a moth to like a light or a flame. That's what you become. You become the light. And then people want to like flock to you because that light's contagious. People feel that energy when you're feeling really, really good, when you're feeling aligned, when you're in your zone. And people see that or they sense it in their auric field, in their energy bodies. And they're like, I don't know why I want to talk to you. I don't know why I want to see you or whatever, but I do. And it could be a total stranger. And like, I'm getting like way ahead of myself here, but that will happen and it'll be awesome. So you'll also start to bring in more of what you want. Who wouldn't want that? We're all trying to create some really epic things, and the more you think about things that you don't have resistance to, the more you're going to attract things that you don't have resistance to. Which is awesome and simple, but it's something that I personally don't always think about or don't always like connect with, so I need to be mindful of that. But it just goes to show you that the things that you think about have power, and the things that you feel have power. So an example that I have for me personally, just to like illustrate this, is, and I'm sure that a lot of people will resonate with this, because we're all human. Anyway, so like I said, what you resist persists. What you think about, what you focus on, is going to grow. So I don't have resistance to really nice, really awesome people. I don't have a resistance to them. I love them. They can come in like awesome, loving, excited, happy people. I love them. I don't have a resistance to them. I do, however, have a resistance at times to people who are not that way, to people who are either angry or abrasive or rude. I have a resistance to that. And sorry, my dogs are like running outside and my little sister's calling them, so I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that's not a big deal. They're all good. Anyway, I do have a resistance to people who, you know, are negative, are angry, are mad, and I have found at work, or not even at work, but just in general, when I start to focus on those people, if I have an interaction with them, even in the moment when I'm starting to focus on their anger, that builds. And sometimes I give it back to them. And sometimes it's on me. No, it's always on me. It's a reflection. Everything is a reflection. I'm like having my own like ideas come in, and anyway. So it's a reflection. It's reflecting back something within you. Maybe there is anger in you. Maybe there is something in you. Anyway, in the moment when I'm with a angry person, a mad person, if I focus on that anger, it builds. If I reflect that anger back to them out of spite, it builds. But the second that you start to say, no, I'm going to, instead of think of this person as angry and mad, this is just another person. This is just an experience, and this can shift. And you start to own your vibration and own your feelings and start feeling really good and start putting that energy out there in the experience. Things change. Like I've had it happen quite a few times where I will decide to change in the moment. Like, I don't want this to be the story of me and this person. I want it to be more positive, and it shifts. And sometimes that doesn't happen. And sometimes afterwards I talk about how angry I am at that person, and I attract another one, because the universe is just giving you what you want. But when I start to look at their good qualities, whether it's a 5-minute conversation or a 50-minute conversation, it doesn't really matter. But it's my focus after the interaction or during the interaction that is going to dictate the type of people that I attract, or the type of things that happen to me throughout the rest of the day, if that makes sense. So I don't have resistance to these really, really nice people, but I do have a tendency to push back on the ones that aren't nice, because I'm a human and I want people to be nice, like everyone would, which is, like I said, a very normal thing that I'm sure everyone feels. So if you do have a really good experience, amplify that. Talk about it. Appreciate that person. I do it a lot at work. If someone's really nice and I hang up the phone with them, I'm like, oh my God, they were so nice. I love customers who blah, 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 blah. And I amplify what they did that worked. And when I have maybe not the best experience with someone, I just don't talk about it, or I try not to talk about it. And if I talk about it, I try not to talk about it for very long, because I know that momentum will build. And that it's not really doing anything for me to build on that resistance, to build on that thing that I don't like. We always have a choice of what we're thinking about and what we're talking about and what we are manifesting for ourselves. So be mindful of what you're putting your energy on. When you think of it like that, when you think of it like, oh, I just had this bad thing happen, let me think about it more and create more of it, why would you do that? When you could go general, when you could think about something else that may not be related at all and start to feel a little bit better. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. And when you feel that resistance start to come in, it's like a physical feeling for me. It probably is for you guys too. I start to get either panicky, or I get hot, or I feel a lot of tension up here. It almost feels like my heart center's closing off when I have that resistance. So pay attention to your body and how you're feeling, because you're gonna notice when that energy starts to go upstream, and you start to put those brakes on and start to push against what's happening. When that happens, just take a deep breath and remember that you do have full control over how you feel at any given moment, and you do have full control on what you get to think about a situation, and you do have full control on what you get to focus on. And start shifting your thoughts. Either if you're in a conversation with another person, remember that they are an extension of source too, and that maybe in a moment you can realize that if they're giving you a negative feeling, maybe you're giving them one. Maybe that's being reflected back to you. Maybe it's something that you need to work on in yourself. That's not always the case. But try to be mindful of that if it is, because like I said, people are mirrors. They're going to mirror back what you've got going on. So if you find that you are in a generally negative situation over and over again with different people, different faces, same thing that's happening, same interaction that's happening, there might be something in you that you just need to take a look at and take ownership of. I used to be a really angry, negative, mean person. Maybe mean is a little harsh, but years ago, I was not the customer service person that I am today. And I would, now on the outside of it, I would notice that I would get a lot of resistance and a lot of pushback, and it was just all a reflection. I didn't mean for this to go into so much of a person-to-person interaction kind of thing. It just sort of happened. So hopefully you guys are okay with that. Hi, Claire. I'm so excited to see that you are on here. Diana, I'm happy I got to answer your question, because I didn't even get a chance to read it, but you said I answered it, which is great. Again, guys, remember that all situations are neutral, and we put our own story with it. We're the ones who are putting definitions with what is happening. We're the ones who are going to continue, everything that's happening, it's just happening. We're the ones who take it negative or positive. We're the ones who decide if this is going to be something that's going to make or break us. And that's really empowering, and really important to remember in any situation, because things don't have to be so bad. They don't have to be so negative. They don't have to be the end of the world. And sometimes it feels like they are, and we're only human, and as those things happen, when we do go through resistance, when we do go through things we don't like, it's going to teach us what we do want. It's going to teach us what we do like, and we're going to be thereby telling the universe more of what we want. Because when someone's mean to you, you want them to be nice, and you're telling the universe, I want more nice people. Obviously, when you, so some things to think about that are not resistant to you. Again, think about your pets. Think about, like Abraham Hicks says, you can think about blue glass and butterflies. Think about something that you just enjoy, like the sky. Like, I love the sky. I love the sun. We all know I love the sunrises. I love the sunsets. I love a blue sky. Like, the sky's so blue right now, and the trees are really green, and it's a really nice, like, contrast. I love the spring. Like, that stuff builds. You just saw it build right there. And those are things I don't have resistance to, because it doesn't affect me, but I enjoy it when it's there, if that makes sense. So those are the things that I like to focus on. You can find music that makes you feel awesome, and that will help. You can meditate when you start to feel a lot of resistance, when you really start to feel your gears going. Sometimes you just gotta stop and either meditate or take a nap and just stop your mind from that, like, hamster wheel of momentum that'll, like, shoot you upstream and make you think of more, like, generally negative things. So yeah, being non-resistant is not that hard, and it's pretty important if you want to get more conscious in what you're creating. Hopefully this video has inspired you, empowered you, made you feel good, made you feel excited for what you're going to create. And I'm so excited that I got to come on here and talk about this today. I didn't plan to, happened, like, spur of the moment. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Let me know what you're manifesting. Let me know what you are creating for yourself. Let me know what you like that is non-resistant. Like, what you think about that doesn't have a lot of resistance to it, what you enjoy. Talk about it. It's going to expand. Put it right on the comments. Make a list of everything that you enjoy in your life. Like, gratitude list. It can be just like, I love this, I love that, I love, like, just do it. Do a rampage of appreciation on something. And you don't have to do it on here. You can just do it in your mind, do it in a notebook. Doesn't matter. Just do it, because you will feel better when you think about things that you love. Anyway, I'm going to get back to work, and I love you guys, and yeah, I hope you all have a beautiful, epic day and manifest some amazing things. Love and light.